Come on, Tiger. You know you gotta do a show.
No, I don't. I'm burned out. I'm tired of people complaining.
Well, but Fallout 4 came out. I mean, you could talk about that.
You mean how people are complaining about it?
Star Wars Battlefront?
They're complaining about it.
Need for Speed?
The reviewers complain, and then the people complain about the reviewers.
Well, there has to be something they don't complain about.
No, you don't understand, because all it is complaining out here. That's all people ever do. If you're popular, then your complaints are going to be canon to reality, and if you're unpopular like I am, then people just whine at you about complaining. They complain about you complaining. There's no sense of irony in that at all. No, there's nothing good out here anymore. Nothing. I'm done.
Okay then, well, why not do something positive?
Yeah, people don't like positive shows. They just don't watch them.
Well, then do it for you. I mean, why not do something that you like?
Okay, like what?
How about music? You know, a friendly voice, a companion, unobtrusive, all this machinery making modern music. It's just a question of your honesty?
You do know that nobody is going to get that reference.
The right people will get it now. Now, come on, we're on a deadline. You'll do fine.
Yeah, sure. Grace under pressure. Yeah.
A good part of the history of video games is the music. Playing any game just isn't the same without it, even if it's just chiptune. You ever play Mario Brothers without the music? Kinda weird, isn't it? You feel like you're missing the whole atmosphere, right? But let's put the music back in. There you go. Older games didn't have much in the terms of soundtrack, like The Legend of Zelda, you know, the original one in the gold box. It had two basic themes in the game, the overworld theme and the dungeon crawling. And this drives most modern gamers insane, but for us, yeah, it was just kind of part of the gaming experience.
Quick show of hands, how many people actually filled in that last note? Either with the note itself or with some kind of strange sound? Anybody? Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, okay, we're gamers, so we're kind of used to that. But that bar is so ingrained into our culture that even for non-gamers, they hear that, they know exactly where it comes from, and they associate it with some pretty pleasant memories, regardless of what it's played on.
When you take the base video game music at its face value, it's a wonderful template to build off of. Now, granted, all music can be adapted to other styles, Exhibit A, postmodern jukebox. That said, video games have a wild nostalgia factor going for them, and I can't tell you how many hours I've played listening to some of these themes coming from a mono CRT TV speaker. I mean, you might not like classical music, but you'll listen to a classical version of the Zelda themes. You might not like Wigwag, but you'll listen to a cover of Mega Man 2. You might not like accordion music, but Sonic? The point is that we all grew up listening to this music, and through this weird and wonderful mashup of nostalgia, talent, and, well, YouTube, we just make covers of music we like and we listen to it. Which brings me to this episode proper. I want to give some exposure to several people who do video game covers. There are a lot of guitarists who have done video game music, but I'm choosing guitarists who mainly do video game covers. I mean, as much as I admire 331 E-Rock for his talent, his catalog is a mixed bag of classical music, movie covers, and some video game music. I mean, I could include Steve Vai for his work on the Halo soundtrack, but it's hardly the main body of his work.
So we're pretty much sticking to geeks with guitars. Oh, one other thing I should mention. This is not a top list. This is just a bunch of artists that I've found and discovered, and I thought, you know, maybe I should share this with the audience. Maybe you guys get a kick out of this too. Matter of fact, through the magic of YouTube, when you see the artist's name on the screen, if you click on it, it'll take you to their YouTube page so that you can find out more about them, hear some more of their music, all that other good stuff. Okay? Alright, sounds good.
I stumbled into Nostalgica when I was looking for a version of an NES World Cup theme for another project. Not surprisingly, there weren't really many of those. Except for this guy, which led me to look further into his catalog, and what I found were a lot of covers from some obscure titles like 3D World Runner. And some of the usual suspects like Mario and Shovel Knight? But what really drew me in about Nostalgica is his sense of humor. Most guitarists set the camera up and just play at the camera. Nostalgica used to do that too, and he was nice enough to highlight what it really was. Cannot unsee. In his last few videos, he's been doing a lot more production value on them, and it's more than just crotch cam is what I'm getting at. He also does a lot of covers of varying YouTube shows and such, and his channel's called Nostalgica. It's worth your time to go check out what he does. Let's go a little more mainstream. It would be impossible to do a show like this without talking about OC Remix. If you're not already looking at their webpage or their YouTube channel, what are you even doing on the internet? Seriously, it's mandatory listening. Just go listen to them. It's also the saving grace for live streamers like myself, because ever since Twitch has been cracking down on commercial music use, OC Remix has been my go-to on a live stream when I need a breather. So one of the songs that people really like is the one you're listening to in the background right now. It's on the OC Remix album Legacy Game Boy 25th Anniversary. It's free. Go get it. And anyone who stared at the green screen abyss long enough knows this theme from Pokemon, so I tracked down the artist. The name of the artist is Dusk, and doing a web search on Dusk Pokemon, it comes up with everything but music. But with a little tweaking, I found his YouTube channel, and the channel has a pretty solid catalog of modern video game covers, some pretty obscure titles, and some pretty moody orchestral pieces inspired by other games. And, ponies.
You don't even know me at all. Don't understand the meaning of a microphone.
I got nothing. It's on his YouTube. I got an otter.
Okay, so when I was searching for a Mega Man 2 cover for this particular show, I found this guy's channel. Sanj, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right. His has got this back catalog going 9 years on his YouTube channel, filled with game music. He's got the usual suspects like Mario, Sonic, Final Fantasy, but again, lesser known titles like Battletoads and Double Dragon. Warcraft 2. And Streets of Rage. It'll give you plenty to listen to. Oh yeah, the Streets of Rage cover, it's on a collab album that's being sold to benefit Child's Play, a charity for Louder.fm. It links in the original video description. Click on the screen right now and you can check it out. And speaking of discoveries, when I mentioned I was doing this entire show, Luke from Rock Reviews said I should check out On Being Human. And at first glance, I wasn't sure if I wanted to include them. The back catalog's kind of a mixed bag, but a majority is video game based, and they played at MagFest, so I can't ignore the nerd cred. I also can't deny their talent. They composed dubstep into a Star Fox medley, and it actually flows pretty well. They also did a GoldenEye medley that wouldn't be out of place in any one of the modern films. And they do this cover of the Pokemon theme that sounds so on the nose to the original, I had to go double check.
Every challenge along the way, with courage I will face.
And yeah, they're kicking around a couple Pokeballs at their concert at MagFest. Oh yeah, speaking of MagFest.
We're Bit Brigade. We're happy to be here again.
You know, I had to include these guys because, well, I'll just let them explain it.
This is our lead singer, Noah McCarthy. What Noah's going to do is he's going to play through a game from title to credits about as fast as he can do it. And then we're going to play the music behind it real loud.
It's the only time I've ever heard someone say that they play Nintendo in a band, but actually his role's pretty vital. The band plays in sync with his speedruns of varying games. Now in this case it's Metroid, but they've done Castlevania, Contra, Mega Man, a couple others. I also admire they don't take the cheap route of just playing one theme. In the Metroid run, for example, they cover several themes from the entire franchise. And as much as they make good music together, I think that this is better as a live performance. Well, mostly.
Go yiff yourself, you furries.
Dude, not cool.
Well, regardless, Bit Brigade does tour, so if they're somewhere near where you can get to, go check them out. You're in for something kind of amazing.
You know, I got one more in the MagFest connection, by way of OC Remix. and also buy up Turtles.
This is a song off of Shell Shock. It's a 2-disc set you can get from OC Remix, and it's a reimagining of the Turtles in Time and Hyperzone heist games and rock and metal themes. The entire album is pretty good, so it's free. Just go get it. One song in particular, Oraku Like a Turtle Cane, absolutely hooked me on the bridge. So I went looking for the artist, and he goes by the name Mega Beardo, and there's truth in advertising. His YouTube page has a lot of his work on older albums, including a Metroid and a Zelda thing. And yeah, he's got a guitar made from an old NES, but near the top of the videos, at least at the time of this recording, there's a GoPro video of himself playing MagFest with Viking guitar. I was intrigued. So this led me to look up more about Viking Guitar, and it's a band that has a lot of really good musicians, and Viking Guitar himself is actually Eric Peabody. He does tutorials on YouTube as well as live stream guitar clinics on Twitch.
If you guys have questions, throw them the at me. I'm happy to answer.
But again, live, and from what I can see, they don't get together very often, but when they do, the band has this Iron Maiden triple axe attack style show that's sure to rattle the windows.
And with that, I think it's pretty safe to call it a show. Now, yeah, I know, I left out a ton of really talented artists. So if you've got a favorite that you like to listen to, leave a comment down below, because I actually do read the comments. And if there's enough of an interest in this type of a video, we'll do another one of these down the road. And also, if you like what you heard, go to the artist pages and then like their videos and subscribe to them and, support the artists, because that's just a really cool thing to do. Alright, that should keep you guys rocking for a couple weeks.
Hey Tiger, are you planning on doing that episode next week?
Yeah, why?
No reason. On unrelated, where do we keep the underground bunker?